Hello, Stardust, and welcome to Jordan's Journey Journal. My name is Jordan. Today's star date is 08/02/2020, and today's a very special talk. Today's a talk with my mom. I told her about what's going on between me and Kay, or me and Kim, because at this point, I can't edit out all the times that we say her name. So I'm going to send her a quick text to ask if it's cool if I just use her name, and if she says yes, then yes, and if she says no, then it's going to be bleeped out and kept as K. Okay? But yeah, I talked with my mom about this entire thing and how I'm feeling, and she gave me some really good advice about how you got to leave it in the rear view, and not to quote Mac Miller, but this song, after we ended talking, she started saying it, and the song actually holds a whole lot of truth. And I'm not playing the song, I'm playing a cover of the song because I know the song is going to get this entire video taken down. So the cover is by a dude named Beats by Alex, I believe. Yeah, Beats by Alex. And it's just a piano cover that he recorded in a Guitar Center, and you can kind of hear some noise in the background, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty good, regardless. So yeah, so if you guys want to listen in, it's kind of a long one. There's not going to be a long segment at the end where I talk about my feelings and all that kind of stuff. I don't think I'm going to do a Patreon special for this one either. I just kind of want to keep it pure and just the conversation, like, nice. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode of, what is it? Jordan's Journey Journal. I was going to say T with J. With Mom this time.
You crack me up.
I hope so. Okay.
See, Isaiah 43:18-19. Forget the former things, don't dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. Forget all the former things. Don't dwell on the past. Move forward.
Okay.
So, with her, I mean, you reached out to her, and I get it.
Well, no, she actually reached out to me.
Oh, I thought that you reached out to her.
So
how would she know to call you?
The last time that we talked was in October, and the effective conversation that we had was, she wanted me to stop reaching out to her. She said, it's time for you to really move on. And,
I agree.
Yep, and stop trying to, and I quote, trying to wedge yourself into my life. It's done. And that really cut me. That really hurt me a lot.
She made herself clear.
And that's completely fine, and she has a complete right to, and my feelings are my feelings, and how I felt about it is how I felt about it. So after that, I thought, all right, that's it, we're done, it's over. And then around a few weeks ago, she hit me up, and I freaked out. I didn't even read the message for like 2 days. I think I got it on a Friday. I didn't read it until Monday. Because I was so freaked out, because I was like, does she know that I'm like looking at her Instagram, or does she know this or that? Like, what could be the cause of it? And then I opened up the message on, I think, the Monday, and then basically it's just, hey, how you doing? I just want to catch up if you want to talk, basically. And that was like world shattering, because I was like, this was the message that I would like to have. This is something that I would like to have had before, maybe have meeting up with Kim, or.
But do you ever wonder, do you ever ask why certain things happen?
Oh, no. That's the thing. I completely believe that it happened for a reason, because it had to happen. I completely believe that there's a higher power,
But again, so, I mean, the purpose of you, I think one of the things that you need to ask yourself is, what is the purpose of reconnecting with Lauren? Is it about bringing closure? Is it about, saying I'm sorry for all of the things that I did, like seeking forgiveness, which you should be able to forgive yourself, because that's it. That's
one of the things that my therapist Kamisha said, where she was like, yeah, you have to forgive yourself for all the stuff that you did. You've just been holding on to it for years.
And punishing yourself.
Punishing myself.
So the enemy in me.
Yeah.
The enemy
in me.
Yeah. Right. You are your own worst enemy.
Definitely.
You are your own saboteur. So you need to forgive yourself for all of those things that happened, right?
Yeah.
And, she ain't worried about you. She's moved on with her life. Trust and believe that she has moved on with your life. And you need to make a decision whether or not you're going to carry that luggage with you.
Yeah.
So, reaching out to her, I would ask you, is it that you're looking for connection? Or is it that you're looking for closure? Are you looking for her to say, Jordan, I forgive you?
She did, actually.
So then why are we having this conversation?
Why? Because I still have residual... It brought up a whole bunch of gunk that I've been trying to suppress for, like, the longest time. Because we started in 2015, like almost 5 years ago, basically.
Yeah.
Almost 5 years ago, come like a few weeks.
Yeah, but look at the context in which you started the relationship.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, no.
You were in transition.
Yes.
Away from home, you were in a totally different environment, outside of your cocoon, which is right? Where everybody knows you, you have a set of friends, you're going into a totally different environment, needing to make friends, probably a whole lot of nerves around all of that. And she came along and she became kind of the safe
safe zone.
The safe zone, sure. Safety zone, whatever.
I think it was more than that, but
no,
yeah.
But okay, so fine. I mean, first love, whatever, all of those things, but 5 years have gone by. 5 years of your life. Yeah. And you've been stuck.
Definitely. It's mostly because I've been not haunted, but I call it haunted by the spirit of her. Every single time I go manic, that I go into these strange places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And every single time that I'm in the hospital or anything like that, it almost as if I can hear her voice or feel her presence, if she was some kind of spirit and she's there, So it's very hard for me to move on from that fact because it's been a consistent thing. I remember when I was...
So let me ask you this question then. Yeah. So Kim walks into your life. Yeah. And again, I don't know too much, but it seems like she kind of knows, you haven't hid your mental health issues. No. You haven't hid your financial issues. You haven't hid because you know that. No. I'm not trying to make you feel bad.
No, I completely get it.
But
been broke my whole life.
Well, you've only been on this world for 24,
I know.
and you've had a couple of hiccups along the way, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but even still, she's you're a cool dude.
No, completely.
Right, and
she's amazing.
Right,
she's amazing.
Right, you're a cool dude. Still want to get to know you. Mm-hmm. I think that you're, let's give it a go.
And I'm completely down for it.
Right, so you start on this new path. Yeah. With her, and now all of a sudden, Lauren pops up.
Yep. Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Yep. God got shooting down with the sniper rifle.
Lauren pops up. Ow. What? And I will ask you: is that a form of sabotage? Is it almost as if you don't want to be unfaithful to the memory of Lauren and what you had?
I can kind of see that.
Because, again, I am not saying that Lauren wasn't real and that your feelings are not real. But there is no way, you can't be tethered to that. You can't be tethered to it, because if you're tethered to it, you're never going to fully embrace what's in front of you.
I completely agree. Because I want to be with Kim. There's nothing more than I would like to start something new.
So what's holding, if you, see,
it's because,
you are in control of that.
I know.
You can make a conscious decision to say,
hey, I don't think it's a good idea if we continue talking, or something along the lines of that.
No!
Or I think it's better.
Put the relationship in its place.
That's what the purpose of me and Kim taking this break. I call her Kay in this because I don't want to put her name out there. But anyway, that's the purpose of me and Kay taking this break, is because I wanted to put that in a box before. I didn't want to have a relationship with Kay or Kim. I didn't want to have a relationship with Kim and also have to deal with all this Lauren, residual gunk that I happen to be dealing with. You know?
You want to close that chapter.
I want to close that chapter.
Actually, you want to put that book back in the library.
Fair enough. Yeah, I want to put that book back in the library.
Taking out a new book.
Exactly.
Called K.
Called K. Yes, I completely agree. I want to make sure that it is closed. You know.
Well,
because for so long.
But what is your expectation? Do you expect to reconnect with her and, fly off into the sunset?
I really don't. Like I was talking with Matt about this, I think yesterday, where it was like, it wouldn't work. I mean, let alone her family and their views about me.
Hello. Big red flag.
Not necessarily, and if she does happen to listen to this, it's not necessarily your family, it's that I broke her heart, and I'm sure that she told her mom, and if I'm zooped back in there, I'm sure that would be fucking fantastic. Well, let's just say that they're good people. She lives 11 hours away, by car. So
14.
Yeah, 14. So 14 hours away by car. So long distance, essentially. She has her own job. I still have to finish college, so we couldn't really even be together until like 2 more years.
So
everything wouldn't work out.
So it's absolutely irrational.
It is irrational. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would say it's very irrational to try to start something.
When you have something
right now, it's crazy.
Right in front of you.
Yeah, totally.
But you're doing this.
Always
you're doing this. When you have something right in front of you.
It's partially because when I was manic, I created this entire faux or fake life around me and Lauren because there was no one else.
Yeah, but you're not manic right now.
It's the point, but still, the seeds get planted, and you still have the feelings, and it's hard to let go of that, and that's why.
And what I'm saying to you is, don't let go of it. Put it in its proper place. Mm-hmm. Like I said, your father and I are not together. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that I don't love him. That doesn't mean that there are times when I think about him and think about what we could have been. Mm. It doesn't. Our anniversary is on Friday. Our wedding anniversary. We would have been together 26 years, right?
26 years.
We met in 91.
Sure.
We met in 1991. So what's that? What else? I can't do math.
That's 29 years.
So, right.
No, that's 30. That wouldn't be 30. No, you guys met.
20. I've been with your father. I would have known. Yes.
You sure it's not 39?
No.
91. That's add 10. That's 2001. Add another 10.
No, I just did it on a calculator.
Okay.
It's 29 years.
Okay.
And we were.
Your word's 2020.
Yeah.
So 2020 minus 19. Okay.
And we would have been married 27 years come this Friday.
Mm.
So and it's taken me time to be able to do this part, which is to acknowledge the fact that I will always love him, because it's not even an issue about loving him. I will always love him. He will always have a space in my heart. That doesn't go away. I see him in the three of you. Mm. But does that mean that I would go back to that? Mm. No. It just means that he has a special place in my heart, right? And for the time that we were together, there's absolutely things that I would not want to relive, but there's a lot of growing that I did as a result of that relationship. Right. There's a lot of things that I say now, I will never allow myself to go down that path, or I'm going to make sure that I'm aware of these things, like even self-reflection, the things that I contributed towards the breakup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I recognize it. So that's what I'm saying to you. It's not, you can't Clorox it out.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
I can't just be like, and it's a fresh new T-shirt, or it's a fresh new sheet of canvas.
No,
and there's always going to be something underneath.
There was always going to be something. I mean, even...
And that's what I've been struggling with, because I'm like, why can't I just get this chick out of my head? Why can't I just...
Don't!
Yeah.
Don't! Mm-hmm. just put it in its proper place. Me and M.
Mm-hmm.
Me and M.
Yeah.
M was almost about to go to Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about moving to moving out of state and figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So how is it that even though that didn't work out, we can still
hang out? You know, homeboy can cook a fantastic catfish.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's recognizing that for that time, for that period that we were together, there was an exchange, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's things that I got from him. There are things that he got from me. I supported him. He supported me. We grew. That chapter has now closed. It's time to move on. I can't hold on. You can't move forward with anything if you keep holding on to the past. The past is there for a reason.
Do you think it's there for reflection?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I mean, think about a baby. A baby has to learn how to crawl, has to learn how to blah, 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 crawl, walk, and then talk, and then grow. You are not the person, you're stronger than you were yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all part of growing. It's all part of becoming. It's all part of evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's at the end of the day, cada cabeza es un mundo. It is your choice. It is your choice.
I just want to make sure I'm making the right one, you know? And that's a very loaded statement.
Absolutely.
That's a very loaded statement. You have to make the right choice. You have to make sure that.
And
this
there's
happens.
some times that you just have to use faith and trust that the net will catch you.
That's what I wrote about yesterday, where I was like, you know, I'm just gonna follow the flow of the universe, God's will, whatever. You know, at this point, because I didn't expect to get that text message ever. I expected nothing.
So you gotta ask yourself why.
That's what Matt said. That's what Matt said. He was like, there is always I forget what the word he used was. There's always a reason behind everything. Do not think it was just out of.
I agree with Matt on that one.
And I'm like, yeah.
But and because and is it because just like a pimple? We gotta squeeze this thing out.
Yeah.
That could it be that you needed that call needed to happen, so that you start questioning certain things.
Sure.
So that maybe it leads to this conversation. So
no,
could it be that you are actually doing the work of getting it straight?
Yeah, I completely believe I am, because I could just, I didn't. I did for like 3 days. I hid it from Kim. I hid the whole text message thing from Kim. It's from Kay. And, well, not necessarily 3 days. I think it was a little bit over 3 days, because I had to process the whole text message for myself. I forget my point. But, yeah. I'm going to work on trying to be better and trying to do better in this new relationship, because of not necessarily how bad I was in the old one, because me and her shared some really good times in the old one. I wasn't the best person or the best, the best person in the old relationship, but still, I'm trying to work forward and have more foresight when it comes to this new one, at least. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Again, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I mean,
I don't know what to tell you aside from, you grow every day. Mm-hmm. You learn every day.
I mean, you're like double my age, right? A little less?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I? How old are you?
You're 52.
Why you gotta advertise that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I look good for 52.
You
so
do, yeah.
I'm like, that's all right.
You're 45.
No, I'm good with 52. I acknowledge I took care of the boys.
So then
you are above all. Remember what I've always told you. You are love. You were conceived in love, and you are loved. So you are ultimately a good. and the verse says that you were skillfully, fearfully, and wonderfully made. So there is nothing bad about you. There's nothing bad about you. You just gotta remind yourself that you are good and that you are worthy of being happy.
Exactly.
That you
I'm
are
worthy of being loved, and I'm worthy of
absolutely.
happiness.
So why can and to me, Lauren is secondary. It's about you and how you see yourself.
Yeah.
And how you need to, I agree with Kamisha, you need to forgive yourself and you need to move on. You're in a car and the car is running, but you haven't put the car in drive.
Word.
You're not gonna go far.
Yeah.
You gotta,
yeah, I really have to put it in its box. And there is a part of me that wants to start stuff back up with Lauren,
why?
Just to fulfill the fantasy that I had.
Key word.
Yeah, there you go.
Key word.
There you go.
Fantasy. It's just a fantasy. It's not a real
act like
thing.
it would happen. Act like it would happen.
It's just a fantasy. What's the name of that song?
No.
It's not a real thing.
But yeah.
I mean, you can build your life around that, right? But it's not really.
I don't think it's healthy.
No, because it's not real.
Exactly. I'm forcing her. I'm forcing myself into a mold that I manically created. Like that's just not gonna work.
It's not. So then, if it's not gonna work, then why are you lingering in something that is not going to work?
Oh, because I want to believe that it could to some.
Yeah, like you're
to some degree, at least. But
and then you have real life happening in front of you. That's the piece that you're letting.
Yeah, you gotta wake up.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta
Actually,
wake up.
that's good. Yeah. That's good. I'm just saying if this is the song that I was thinking about.
Sure.
Yeah, yes.
I have a wonderful girl in front of me, and she wants nothing more than to be with me. But and I personally don't want anything else to do with her. So, but I got to moment. Yeah, if it's
the night. Billy Joel. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, very appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
It's just a fantasy. Okay. It's not a real thing.
Thanks. It's really rubbing salt in that wound. Damn.
I'm sorry. Well, you know what?
No,
I have 52 years of experience, and you only have 24. And from the outside looking in, you're stuck.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you have in front of you. And you don't want to waste time.
And I don't want to waste time. But I know personally that I don't want to be like, if I just have like not 2 more years, if I just have like 2 more months just with this, I could figure it out and then we could be together. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think what really needs to happen is something that I've been avoiding not my entire life, but something that I'm really bad with, and it's the topic of avoidance and being courageous when it comes to certain things. I could settle this with a text message to Lauren saying like, how do you really feel about me? Because I still have unresolved feelings for you, and I would drop a whole lot just to be with you, but that's also influenced by, that's also influenced by a fantasy that I conjured up over the course of 3.5, 4 years because of the absence that you had in my life, But I'm aware, personally, that the fantasy can never happen, that we would most likely never work out, and, that we're better off as just friends. So we're just gonna have to keep it like that, and I'm gonna have to hold on to that, you know. And I appreciate everything you've done, but what I really like to know is why you hit me up. But you know, if it's
but
just
you really don't need to know.
well,
Honestly, you don't really need to know because this is so not about Lauren. This is so about you.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is so about you. This is so about you. And you know what? You're talking about you don't want to repeat. You know, again, you need to do the work. So I'm not saying don't do the work. But if you don't want to repeat the behaviors or the things, don't. Just don't. If you see yourself, you know, if you hear yourself having conversations with whoever it is that you have in your life that are reminiscent or things that are the uglies that you don't like about yourself or how you treated a person, stop yourself and don't. That's called growth.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't, I mean, there's so much ahead of us and we spend so much time stuck on, you know, kind of dwelling in the past, you know, like dwelling on what shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda been. And again, I'm not saying that we should not take a moment to reflect because that is important. That is important. It's important to recognize what are my flaws? How do I become? And it's the process of becoming a better human being. It's the process of becoming a better human being and waking up the next day and doing better. You get afforded a chance to do better. Do better.
So do better. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm, you know, it's your process. I'm not saying, you know, whatever. If my opinion were to be asked, and it's not being asked, and I'm going to give it anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Is you need to let that shit go. You know, leave the luggage out.
Yeah, there's nothing that you really need in there.
There's
nothing
not.
that you're going to get, you know?
Not. Lauren is not even the same person she was 5 years ago.
That's the whole point, yeah. She's completely different as I'm learning, you know? Not completely different. There are certain things that stay the same, but still.
And if the universe intended for you to come together, it will come, and it will not be forced.
That's a fair point. That's a really good point.
It will come, and it will not be forced, and then you know that it was natural. I feel like you're trying to.
I'm trying to put pressure on it, yeah.
And I think part of your healing process is unclench.
Let it go.
Let it go and focus on what you do have. Focus on what you are doing. You know, focus on, you know, like take a look at your life and say, okay, well, where I was 2 months ago is not where I am today. I am doing better.
Yeah, like 6 months ago. But 6, 7. More than 6, 7. Like, I haven't smoked weed in a while. Good long time.
Right. So I mean, so those are the things that those are the little
accomplishments that you have to remember.
Yes.
You know, when you're in hard times. You know?
Yes. You have a job.
Yeah, seriously.
You know.
I was talking with Andrew this morning. It was like, you know, as long as I have a job, I'm getting paid. Get a paycheck every 2 weeks. I'm happy. You know.
Well, there's more to life than
yes,
money,
I know,
but still. So I think that's where the focus needs to be.
I had a point, but unclenching. No, you're fine. I think the thing that you said that really made me think was, you know, if it's meant to be, it's not meant to be forced. Oh, and it's because it's always been like this. Every single relationship that I've tried to get into, a person that I've found, and there have been not a whole lot, very little amount of people have made it past the multiple gates of Jordan to try to get into like relationship territory. Kim jumped a whole lot of them and really, really killed the game, you know. But, you know, I've been alone for a while, and there's only been like, I think someone's calling. 1 second, I'll call him back in a second. not a whole lot of people have showed up in my life and have been not worthy enough, but have been not even good enough, but have... What is it?
Go ahead.
No.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I know. I'm just trying to think of the words. I've been alone in that sense. I have many friends and family who cares about me, and I'm not alone. But I've been, like, relationship emotionally alone for a very long time after Lauren. And she has to do a lot with that because of how strong the relationship was and how hard I fell for her, and, you know, how it felt like no one else could really compare to her. But also I wasn't giving a whole lot of people chances because I was like, you know, it's not the same. But that's my personal fault.
Well, but that's so it sounds like you have Lauren on a pedestal.
Oh my God, yeah. That's what I was talking about with Scott, my other therapist. That's what I was talking about with Kamisha, where it's like you're idolizing her.
You're idolizing her,
Straight
and yeah.
Yeah.
And there is no one other than God that should be on any pedestal.
Word.
And if that means that every woman that you come across has to meet
her standards.
It's not even, it is the standard that you have constructed of who she is.
Exactly.
Because what you have constructed may not be who she is.
No.
It is the fantasy.
Yeah, the figment
of your imagination.
My imagination and that's what I was building and it's almost like I was making the structure bigger and bigger. It's like a hot air balloon that just got higher and higher and higher over the course of these years. And it's not Lauren's fault, but I think it's partially because we weren't, and it's not her fault at all. Partially because we weren't talking. So all of these it's just more and more hot air. You know,
the mind is a really a labyrinth of and you got to be careful because not every thought is...
It's actually true.
It's true.
Yeah.
We have a great sense of imagination.
No, yeah.
And, you know, like I said, no woman, if you have her up there as an idol, there's no woman who's gonna reach that because it is an idol, you know?
Exactly. And it's not fair to the people who tried to get into my life, and it's not fair to Kim for doing
Kim, well, and again, it doesn't matter if it's Kim or not, it's...
But yeah, you know, I've been trying to get to this point for a little bit, where I was finally open to someone, and then all of a sudden, like, boop, text message just got shot, and then, yeah, wasn't the best.
So there's a song called Fragile.
Yeah. Let me see if you can hear the rain. Oh, you can totally hear the rain.
You're building up walls.
Yeah, weren't you saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Yeah, you're building up walls and not bridges?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. And the only person that you're boxing into that wall...
is myself. I'm just putting myself in a box and just...
So stop talking so much about it and philosophizing about it.
Sure.
And live.
Mm-hmm.
And put Lauren in her place where she needs to be.
Yeah.
Because it's not, again, mother's opinion, it's just not healthy.
Yeah. I agree.
No, you agree. Intellectually, you agree.
I intellectually agree, but however I feel not in the background, but in my subconscious or whatever.
The other thing is, while you're sitting there trying to figure out, you may lose something that's right in front of you, that's good, that's real, and who accepts you as you are.
As I am. I told her about, like, all this stuff, and she was like, yeah, no, he's still cool. I'm like, all right. You want to chill? Like, you want to get coffee? Like, what? I don't know. But thank you for having this talk. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Life is not a sprint.
It is a marathon.
Mm-hmm. And it is a journey.
Yeah.
It is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
And you don't have to figure it out in microwave time.
Yeah, I know. Your favorite thing to tell me, which I actually take to heart a lot, which is like, you always want microwave. You know?
There's certain things that take time to develop. So you gotta let it go, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Just something to consider.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. So that was the Jordan's Journey Journal where I talked with my mom. That was actually a very revealing and open talk, and I'm glad to have a person like my mother in my life because she can just give it to me like for real, you know, give me the real deal with no fat and still make me feel good in the end. You know, I feel like it's another cathartic process to try to get all this gunk out. And one of the things that she said, I believe, was, you know, it's not fair to me, or I said at least, it's not fair to me, it's not fair to Lauren, it's not fair to anyone to keep idolizing this. And I want to reiterate, it's not necessarily Lauren herself. It was the version of Lauren, my imagined version of Lauren that I was creating over the course of like 3.5-4 years, because of the whole mental disorder thing and the absence of her. I had no reference for what was really real and what was really fake, and I was like willing to buy in to the idea that she could really be around. If you guys listen to the past 2 episodes, 0730 and 07, I think I go over it more in 0731. I talk about the idea of Moshimi and how she's a spirit that inhabited Lauren and got transferred to me. Not inhabited Lauren like she was in her, but a spirit that follows me around that kind of exudes Lauren's energy, and I see her all the time, but now she's kind of becoming her own entity, which I'm happier about because it's not the same, you know? So, you know, that's just my dog, sorry. I hope that things turn out for the better. I hope that things work out for me and Kim. I really do, because she's an amazing chick, and like my mom said, you know, you never know, you may lose out on a good one if you wait too long. And sorry about the noise, my mom's doing some grilling, I think. I just want to make sure that I'm in the right place when we go back into it, because I want to, like my mom said, put the book away that is Lauren, and make sure that it's in its right place, it's in the right box. And I really like how she also said how, you know, the love that she has for my father, just as the love that I have for Lauren, will never really go away, but it's just where to put it, you know, not necessarily trying to rekindle it, but just where to put it. You know, may that be in my art, or may that be however. I'm sure I'll discover a way as my life continues on. And I think that's the important part, to just continue on and to try to be the best person as you wake up in the day. And if you had a bad day, try not to go to sleep angry. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed this very long episode of Jordan's Journey Journal. This is one of my favorites, even though I've only posted like 3. Technically I have around 10, I think. That's just a random estimate, but yeah, I have a good number. You know, anyway, time for the sign off. Stardust, I will see you on the other side of Mars. Make sure to hit up Roy Lars, who's just spitting bars. See you, Elon, with your fancy-ass electric cars. And that's it. Catch your latars.